Hi folks, welcome to episode number 5 of this Transport Fever 2 video series. The title of this video is Next Stop, Desperation Station. Now I'm speaking metaphorically of course, but I am feeling a tinge of desperation. It just seems like my balanced approach of steadily growing my transportation company while at the same time trying to pay off my debt is getting stretched to the limit. Will my approach continue to be successful, or will I get buried in a mountain of debt? Well, there's only one way to find out. Watch this video and we'll see if I can avoid destination desperation. Let's get started. Smash that subscribe button below right now and click on the bell so you don't miss out on more great content. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Or just give it a thumbs up for yourself so that you'll always be able to come back and watch it again if you need to. Let's just start with a quick recap of where we are. On the right hand side is a grain farm. On the left hand side is a food processing plant. And in the middle is Colorado Springs. In between the grain farm and the food processing plant and leading to Colorado Springs is a cargo train line. And if we spin things around just a little bit and move over, there we go. We have a passenger train line on a single track between Colorado Springs and Naperville. If you'd like a more comprehensive catch-up as to how we got to where we are today, I would encourage you to watch the previous videos in this series. Well, I think it's high time that this passenger line from Naperville to Colorado Springs got extended. So which way will we go? Well, if we went that way, you've got Las Vegas, that's probably the nearest town. Or if we go the other way, we've got Oxnard. And right now I don't want to cross a river because bridges are expensive. So let's just stay on this side of the river. So I think I'm going to extend the passenger line from Colorado Springs down to Oxnard. So that means over here in Oxnard, we need to build ourselves a passenger train station. And I think I'll build it on this side of the town because after we connect with this town, the next logical town is West Jordan. It would probably make sense to connect on this side and then down to West Jordan. And then maybe eventually on to Raleigh. Before we add that train station, let's just build some roads. I just want some city roads. That will do. I don't want tram track. And let's just line this up nicely. I want to build just a little road right about there. And connect that one up. Oh, that doesn't look very nice at all. Let's get that lined up just a little bit better. Well, that's somewhat better. Now what I want is to have a circular bus line in Oxnard. So let's go to the other side of Oxnard. And let's build some more road. We'll extend this little road here to there. And we'll go this way. Now that's going to cost me a little bit because I just blew out 2 buildings. Oh, what happened there? Try that again. Hang on a second, I wonder if there's a way to only maybe blow out 1 building. Oh, I actually built it. Well, too late for that. Alright, let's build our first passenger train station in Oxnard. So I'll click on Trains, Buildings, Passenger Stations, and I'm just going to build a small 1-track station at this point. Let's just rotate that around. Whoop, that's too much. Let's do some fine-tuning. Line that up to that road and just make sure it's nice and almost perpendicular. Sorry, not perpendicular, almost parallel. And we build our first train station. Now that train station is going to need some bus lines to support it. So we click on the streets, buildings, and let's build a bus station. No, I don't want trams. I want 1 and 1 and 10 meters ought to do it. Let's spin that around and just let it line up with the station. There we go. Now I am going to need some bus stops in Oxnard. So back to this icon, over to buses. And I want to build a circular route, probably one counterclockwise and one clockwise. So let's just go right through the middle of town. One there, one there, one there, one there. We'll go right over here. There's nobody living in this area just yet, but I think that will encourage growth. And one there, and one there. Now let's set up our first bus lines in Oxnard. So click on lines, new line, and we'll start there, and we'll go counterclockwise to start. And there, and then over to here, and I got one more there. So there's our first bus line. Then I'm going to go back, and oops, I always forget to give those appropriate names. So let's just call that Oxnard bus number 1. There we go. That's good enough for me anyway. I don't need anything more complicated than that. And then let's add a second line. We'll start at the station, and we'll go around clockwise this time. So there's number 2, there's number 3. I guess it's the 4th. And there's number 5. And I'll give it a very complicated name. Oxnard bus number 2. Okay, here's a tip. The station overview, yeah, I don't need to look at that right now. So we've got 2 bus lines now set up in Oxnard. The next thing we need in Oxnard is a road depot. I like to keep the road depot just a little bit away from this bus station in case we end up expanding it. Now the neighbors might not like this, but I think I'll put it over here. I think there's a little bit of pollution associated with the road depot, but I want to leave some room here for future expansion. So let's click on the road icon, go to road depot, and I'm going to build it right over here. So we'll just rotate that around. I don't think that house is going to like me, but I'm going to plop it right there. Now we have a road depot. Let's click on the road depot and buy ourselves some buses. Well, in this case, they're not really buses yet. They're stagecoaches. That's the best we have. We have horse-drawn carriages, or we have the American stagecoach. So I'm going to buy, there we go. I'm going to buy 3 of the American stagecoach. Buy it and assign it to Oxnard bus number 1. I'm going to buy 3 more of the stagecoach. And I probably just could have cloned them. I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, I bought 3 more and assigned them to Oxnard bus number 2. So now we got some buses, in this case stagecoaches, that are supporting the transportation of people to our new passenger train station that's located on this side of Oxnard. The next thing to do is start building some track from Colorado Springs to Oxnard. And I'm going to do what I call stage construction. So the first stage is going to be a single track between Colorado Springs and Oxnard. We will expand on that later, but for now, because I'm kind of tight for money, we're just going to use a single track. So I kind of want to go as straight as possible through here, just this side of that Colorado Springs iron ore mine, and then right in through here. I'm going to bulldoze this road because I think it's going to be in the way. Then I'll click on the trains, tracks. I just want not a parallel track. And let's just go straight through there. Oop, guess I can only go about like that. I just want to dip to this side of this iron ore mine. So there's some track. We'll put in a little bit more. I just want to see where we're headed in comparison to our destination, which is right over here. I don't think I want to dip down too far. I want to keep it nice and smooth. So maybe we'll start building track from over here, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm likely going to expand this station in the future. So the track next to it, I might as well make it as straight as possible because it's likely going to get replaced and added or into a reconfigured longer passenger train station. So we'll just add what looks to be, as close as possible, a straight piece of track. There we go. That gets us started at the Oxnard end. There we are over there. A little bit hilly here, so I want to avoid that. I'm just going to come through nice and gently if I can. There we go. And we got some new vehicles available. A steam flatbed truck and a steam tarpaulin truck. Well, things are starting to move along. So let's just see. I think I'm dipping down too far here. I really want to just come across. I might have to bulldoze some of that. Let's just put the game on pause for just a little bit. I'm going to come across just in little spurts. And keep going. Yeah, I don't want that little dip there. So hopefully when I bulldoze that, I'm going to get a refund. Oh, I didn't. That totally sucks. Okay. Well, we'll just reconnect that. So we're going a little bit straighter. There we go. Tiny bit of a kink there, but I think that's alright. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that little jog there, but the speed through here should be just fine. So now we have a single track all the way from Colorado Springs to Oxnard. Now I realize at this end here at Colorado Springs it does cross my cargo line, but I think that's okay. I'm going to live with that for now. In the future, when I have more money, I could grade separate those crossings so they don't interfere with each other, but for now I'm just going to leave it. So here in Colorado Springs, I want to reconfigure the Colorado Springs Central Terminal. So let's configure that. I'm going to add some track. And I'm going to add a passenger platform. Let's get in a little closer so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I can turn that off. I just need a little bit more track to support this configuration. So I'll go out a little bit. And we'll connect that. And do the same thing on the other side. No, actually, I'm going to go all the... Sorry, click on that. I'm going to go almost all the way to that point. Maybe right about there. Alright. So now that the Colorado Springs passenger station has been reconfigured with a second set of tracks, that now opens it up for me to make changes to the line. Since we have a train on this line, I'm going to hit pause so the train doesn't get confused while I'm making the changes. I'm not sure that it matters, but I'm doing this just as a precaution. So let's go to Colorado Springs and Naperville. And the first thing I'm going to do is rename the line to represent what it's going to be. And it's really going to be Naperville to Oxnard. I think that's how you spell Oxnard. Okay, so that's the new name. So I'll go back to Naperville to Oxnard. That's a hard word to say, Oxnard. And now I'm going to reset this line up, basically change it. So I'm going to get rid of those for the moment. I get that warning sign, but don't worry about it. That's going to change when I fix it. Let's go down here to one end, all the way down to Naperville. Where are you, Naperville? There you are. So we'll add a station at Naperville. Then we'll go back all the way to Colorado Springs. And we'll click on that. And then we go all the way down to Oxnard. Oxnard is down here somewhere. Just follow those train tracks and we'll click on Oxnard. And from Oxnard, we're going to loop on back, all the way back to Colorado Springs. And there we go. Now you may notice that I have a little bit of a problem. And that is that through this passenger station, the train's going both directions on the same line. So I really don't want that. So for Colorado Springs number 2, I think that one I want to put on terminal number 2. Yes, that looks much better. So now, once I get multiple trains, I won't have trains running into each other at this station. And I realize I only have one track at this point, but I'm just sort of planning a little bit by little bit for the future. Okay, now that we've reconfigured that passenger line and extended it to Oxnard, let's hit play. Let's go check on our buses and trucks in the other cities to make sure they're doing okay. So let's just click on this bus station at Colorado Springs. I'll go to Colorado bus number 1 and manage vehicles. I've got a number of vehicles that are in very bad condition. For example, that one there. And if I look at details, yeah, it's very bad. Not doing very well at all. And it's a little horse-drawn carriage. Now we have stagecoaches that are available now, so it's time for an upgrade. So for these very bad vehicles right here, we are going to sell those donkeys, so to speak. There we go. And I'm going to go over to my road depot and buy some more vehicles. Over at the road depot, click on that, buy some vehicles, pick the American Stagecoach, buy 3 of them, and I'm going to assign them to Colorado bus number 1. Back at our bus station, I'm going to click on the bus station, go to Colorado bus number 2, manage vehicles, and I've got a whole mishmash of condition, but certainly I've got some very bad ones here. So there's 1, 2, 3. Let's sell those. And let's go to our road depot and buy some more vehicles. Here at our road depot in Colorado Springs, we click on that, buy vehicles. We want a passenger vehicle, American Stagecoach. And let's buy 3 of those, and we'll buy them and assign them to Colorado bus number 2. And here they come, all nice and shiny. Let's go down to Naperville to see, oh, wait a second. We got quite a few people piling up here. That's Colorado bus number 1 has 25 passengers waiting. We got to do something about that. Let's go to Colorado bus number 1, manage vehicles. I now have some stagecoaches, so let's just clone some of those. So we'll clone 3 of those and clone them again. There we go. And that should help clear out some of this backlog. So we're back over at Naperville. In terms of capacity, I don't see any of our bus stops getting overloaded. I will click on the station, bus number 1, manage vehicles. Yeah, I got some bad ones. So let's click on the very bad ones and we'll just sell those off. And let's also click on the other line, Naperville bus number 2, manage vehicles. Yeah, I got 3 bad ones there. And let's sell those. Then we're going to go over to our bus depot, not our bus depot, our road depot, and buy some vehicles. We're going to go with the American Stagecoach, which is essentially our upgraded horse-drawn carriage. And I'll buy 6 of them. Buy that, and we'll assign 3 of them to Oxford bus number sorry, we're in Naperville. To Naperville bus number 1. And the remaining 3 will assign to Naperville bus number 2. Now I'm just going to go down to Oxnard to see how the buses are doing down there. Well, here in Oxnard, I see a couple of people icons there and one there. It's not piling up a lot, but let's just zero in a little closer. So if I click on that, yeah, maybe we could use 1 or 2 more carriages, stagecoaches, buses, whatever you want to call it. I keep calling them buses. Eventually, they will actually be buses. So I'll click on Oxnard bus number 2. And vehicles, yeah, they're all very good. And they are stagecoaches. Details. It's an American stagecoach, so we can just clone those. Let's go to these 3, and we'll clone them all. There we go. So that's for the blue line, Oxnard bus number 2. And I'll click on Oxnard bus number 1. I don't think I really need any more help there just yet. It was really Oxnard bus number 2 that was hurting. Yeah, see, that stagecoach there just cleared it out. So hopefully the stagecoaches we just added to Oxnard bus number 2 will do the job for us. Alright, we'll zoom out. So what is happening at our station here? Now this is odd, our train is not going anywhere. Let's click on him. He's waiting for a free path. Well, I bet I know what the problem is. So I'll go down the line, and I think I could use a signal or 2. Let's go down all the way down here to where it crosses the other train lines. And I'm just going to put in a signal, maybe 2. I'll click on signals, 1 way, no, and we will go 1 there. And I can put 1, that will be a 1 way. So that is a 1 way signal there. And actually down here is a 1 way signal. Now let's go back to that train. He should be moving by now. Let's find that guy. And yeah, he's moving. That was the problem. He was waiting for a clear path. Now, if I remember correctly, we have some steam trucks, so we could actually replace some horse-drawn trucks with some steam trucks that will move faster and perhaps have higher capacity. So let's go back to Colorado Springs and take a look at our truck line. All right, we're back at Colorado Springs. And we'll look at our only truck line, our Colorado food trucks, and I'll just click on the line and manage vehicles. Well, they're all in very bad condition by the looks of it. Every single one of them. I have 10 vehicles. So I don't like to have all the vehicles replaced at the same time, but in this case, since we're switching from one generation of vehicle to another, I think I will replace them all. Now I have 10 of these horse-drawn vehicles. I think I can replace them with half the number of steam-powered trucks. So let's click on all of these. And I'm going to sell them. So we'll dispose of those. And we'll dispose of those. There we go. Now let's go over to our road depot and buy some vehicles. This time it's a cargo vehicle. And yes, we have 2 choices of steam-powered vehicles. There's a steam flatbed truck that has almost all the cargo types, but not quite, so there is selected cargo types. It has a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour, and it costs $47,000 and about $8,000 a year to maintain. The steam tarpaulin truck is $47,000, about the same initial purchase price and the same annual maintenance cost. It has a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour and it carries all the cargo. So top speed 25, top speed 25. This one carries all the cargo, so for versatility, I'm going to go with the steam tarpaulin. I'm going to buy 5 of those. Buy those and assign them to our Colorado food trucks. And here comes those steam-powered trucks. And I guess for that era, back in 1895, that was considered a fast vehicle. Now let's look at train number 4, which is our one and only passenger train. Right now, he appears to be losing money, which I don't quite understand, but he is going full. He's carrying 48 out of 48 passengers. So we need to increase the capacity on this passenger line. The only trouble is we've lost money. Now, why is that? Let's just go to our bank account. Well, we've made some investments. That looks like that's our problem. Anyway, that should turn itself around. Now, in order to expand this passenger line, we need money, and I don't have a lot of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a staged approach. What does a staged approach mean? It means I'm going to build some sidings which will support having multiple vehicles. And I don't like sidings because they'll slow down vehicles, but at least it's a start. I'll build sidings in particular places, probably halfway between the stations, and that'll support multiple vehicles. Then once I have 2 vehicles and make some money, then we'll double up on the tracks. That's my plan. I am desperate to expand my territory and expand my company, but I'm low on cash. So I'm going to have to inch my way forward, and I may have to go against the grain here and borrow more money. Now, the only good news is, because we've been responsibly paying down our debt, I have lots of room here. I could borrow $4 million if I wanted to buy another train. So the good news is I have some room to borrow to buy other assets. Well, he is running full, but he's losing money, which I don't really understand. I think it's because we've extended the line to Oxnard, and it just takes a little bit of catching up for this train to keep making some more money again. So I'm going to let the game play for a little while. We'll come back. It's now July of 1895. I'll let the game play for a while. We'll come back. Hopefully I've got some more money and I can start building some more tracks. Okay, it's now December of 1895 and my bank account is just over $1 million and I am making money. So now I'm going to do that stage construction that I told you about before. So there's Naperville, there's Colorado Springs, and there's Oxnard. So about halfway between each station, I'm going to build some sidings. So let's go over here. The train's down here, so let's go to actually to this side. And right about here, I'll build some sidings. So I got to build some track, and we'll make it fairly long because we can. You know, I'm building siding because I think I have to do the stage construction because I can't, but I wonder if I have enough money to actually build double track right now without borrowing any additional funds. Put a one-way signal there, and of course at the other end of the track, or the other end of the siding I should say. Okay, so now we've got a siding there. Oh, we got a station overloaded. Uh-oh, that is a problem. Okay, we'll come back and take a look at that in a moment. I'll turn you off. And then right about here, I'm going to build that other siding. Right about there. Sorry for going in and out like that. And we'll click on tracks and build some track. They're nice and long. There's no way that they're not long enough. I certainly made them more than the length of the train, maybe even twice the length of the train that I currently have anyway. So that siding's connected and that siding's connected, and then we'll put in, yes, a one-way signal there and a one-way signal down at the other end. So now it's set up for multiple vehicles. Now the only trouble is at these sidings, it will slow down to about 45 kilometers per hour when the train goes in the siding. So that's the only downside in the interim. But I'm wondering, well, I guess what I need to do next is I need to buy that second train and get it going and making money for me. So this is where I got to make a decision. So down here at my account, I have about $650,000. We're making money. Okay, now it's up to $1 million. So maybe what I'll do is I'll hit pause so the financial situation doesn't change on me. And then I'm going to go down to the train depot. Well, I got to do two things. Well, first of all, so let's go down to Colorado Springs. Okay, we're back at Colorado Springs. We've got a train going this way. And right now I've only got a single track coming out of the depot, which would direct any new trains this direction. So I'm just going to wait until this train passes it by, because I want the train I buy to go this way and for those two trains to be as far apart as possible. So we'll just speed it up and let that guy load up and let him carry on to the left hand side. And when he gets past that train depot connection, I'm going to hit pause. So there you go. He's good and far away. Okay, now I want that second train for my passenger line. So let's go to the train depot and see how much money we need. So if I click on passengers, I have one passenger car with clear story. That's my only option. It has a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. And as you probably already know, you want your locomotives to match the speed of the wagons that it's carrying. So let's go to my steam options. The mogul is 75 kilometers per hour and the 10-wheeler is 100. And it's significantly more expensive than the 260 mogul. So since the 260 mogul is a closer match to the maximum speed of my passenger wagons, I would want one mogul. And let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted 1, 2, 3 passenger cars. Well, that would cost me $3.7 million basically, which I can't afford. So let's just close that for the second, or for the moment. I'm going to go to my bank account, and this part really goes against my grain, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow more money again, but I basically have to in order to increase my transportation company and increase my transportation network. So we're at 6 million now, and I need at least about 4 million in my bank account. So I'm wondering if it's too early to do this. I can't borrow any more than 4 million, and I only have 1 million here. Oh, that'll do it. I can borrow 4 million, it'll take me to 5 million, and I should be okay. Yeah. Or I could even borrow 3 million. Let's do that. Sorry for going in circles mentally, but let's borrow 500,000. We'll borrow it again. There's a million. There's another 500,000. And there is, we're up to 8 million. So I needed what? 3.7 million. There's 500,000. And there's another one. Okay, so now I have 4.2 million basically in my bank account. So let's close that. So we're up to a $9 million debt. We'll close that. I'll go back to the train depot to buy a vehicle, and I'll go back to my locomotive. The one I wanted was the 260 Mogul. And the wagon I wanted was a passenger wagon, and the only choice I have is the one car with the 80 km/h top speed. There's 1, 2, 3. I can afford 3, so we'll buy the Mogul plus 3. So we buy that, and we assign it to our passenger train line. And now I'm going to hit start. And let's speed it up. So here comes train number 5. Wow, look how shiny that thing is. And he's taking the tracks on the other side just like he should. Oh, let's check him out. So he's carrying 34 out of 48 passengers. So he's not at complete capacity yet, and of course it'll show that he's losing money to begin with, but that will change over time. So my next objective is to double up these tracks, because, and we'll watch this in a few seconds, but this guy is going to come up to the siding, and there he goes. He slows down to 37, 40. Okay, he got down as low as about 37 km/h. And remember, the faster you travel, well, let me rephrase that. The faster you transport cargo or people, and the longer distance you transport them, the more money you make. So I don't want these trains to slow down. So the advantage is, although it costs me money to add some additional track in, having a double track all the way is going to make me more money. So I'm at about $700,000. You would think, okay, over 800,000. You would think that I have the ability to double up the track. So maybe, yeah, it's a little bit volatile right now. So I think when this guy gets to Colorado Springs, I'll slow the pace down, and because he'll have made some money at that point, and we'll build the double track. And he stopped here for some reason. Let's go down here. Oh, that other train is coming. That's why. He obeyed the train. He's waiting for a free path. Sorry, he didn't obey the train, he obeyed the signal. Alright. Follow that guy again. Yeah, he's slowed down. So we got to get it so that these trains are moving faster. They're moving as close to top speed as possible with a full load. That's what we really want. Because that's when we make the most money. Okay, he's loaded up 48 out of 48 passengers. I'm just going to slow the game down to its normal pace. I now have $1 million. I easily have enough money, more than easily enough, to double up the track. So let's pick a spot away from that train. I don't want to disrupt him just yet. Actually, let's hit pause, because I'm going to bust up some track and it's going to give me a warning sign, but that's okay because we're going to fix that. I'm going to start all the way at the end at Naperville. So let's add some track. We add some track. No, I don't want parallel. Not to get too close to the station in case we end up reconfiguring it and making it longer. Well, we can always fix it even if I did. We'll connect there. And at this end, we'll put a one-way signal. There we go. Back to track. Back to the tracks. And we'll keep on building tracks. And we'll go here. There we go. And while we're here, I'll click on signals again. And every now and again, I'm going to put one-way signals to keep those trains moving. I only have 2 trains right now, but that could change in the future. We might have more than that. In fact, that would be our goal. Back to train track. There we go. And let's keep building. And yes, I know that little warning sign is up there, but that will go away once we fix all of this. And here, I'm going to have to bust that up. Here we go. And back to our train tracks. And then I'll just connect that up. And that, I can't remember if that's a one-way or a two-way. Okay, it's not letting me click on it. It is a one-way. I'm going to put a one-way signal just on the other side. There we go. How far apart are our signals? So pretty far apart. Let's put a couple more right in here. There and there. There we go. Do I have two there? I do. Alright, so we've doubled the track going this way, and we're all the way down to here. So we keep going, we blow that up, and I get that warning sign again, but that's okay, because I'm gonna fix that. And I'm gonna put another signal, it's one way, and on that side. And build some more track. I know this isn't terribly exciting, but this is me. I'm excited about it. I'm expanding my company. I'm expanding my transportation network. This is the best part of the game. I should say when you have the money to do it, but I borrowed the money to do it. It's what I did, which is kind of how you start the game anyway. You borrow $5 million, which I think is kind of odd, but I guess that's how life works. And we'll put in some more signals, one there, one there. And we're getting close to the station in Colorado Springs. So I will blow that up and connect the two. So I'm just going to keep building track. Here we go. I don't think I need that signal there anymore. The train stations act as their own signals anyway, I believe. So that I can get rid of. And maybe put another couple of signals right in there. So we'll go back to our trains, signals, one that way. Ooh, we gotta watch out. We're gonna add eventually, oh yeah, I gotta add a line, not a line, I gotta add some track here now. Okay, let's go back and fix this. Gonna bulldoze, just wanna bulldoze that one thing. There we go. So what I need to do is make sure that now, since I have double track, if I have a train coming out of the depot, it can go this way and that way and on the correct track. So the near track, obviously you can see the train going in that direction, so that's easy enough. Back to our tracks. And we'll just hook that up like that. And we'll put a signal there. And I don't think it has to be one way, just to keep a train from blocking trains that are already on the line. Now we got to fix something up over here now that we've doubled the track. If the train comes out of the road depot. If the train comes out of the train depot, he has to actually make it over to the other side. So if I click on the line, you know, obviously the train's got to be going that way when it hits that track. So let's click on our tracks. And we'll just create a crossing right over to there. So now if a train comes out and wants to go that way, he can do so. Now, have I doubled up the track for the entire way? I have not. I'm down to $818,000, so I'm still going strong, I think. And I have paused the game, so I should be okay. Let's just bulldoze that, bulldoze that. Yeah, I get a warning sign. And put some track in. Okay, what went wrong? I'm trying to put track here. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's too close to these signals. Okay, well we can fix that if that is the problem. We can bulldoze that and bulldoze that. And I can put signals back that are just a little farther away. I'm hoping that is all I need to do. Okay, let's try that again. Go back to trains and track. And then let's see if it'll let me go through. It will. So that was the problem. And through here. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take this guy out because he is not a one-way signal, and I'm now changing how things are configured. So I'll take you out. And just get off the bulldozing icon, back to trains. Sorry, that's roads. Back to trains, tracks. All right, let's keep doubling up this track here. This is actually the enjoyable part, is building new assets, new construction. You know, you really feel like you're getting somewhere. For once, it just feels like it's been such a long time since I've made some tangible progress. And back to trains, track, and we'll connect that up. Down here, our old siding, we're going to blow that up. And keep doubling up on the track. And keep, how am I doing for money? I'm okay. I should be able to, make it all the way without too much problem. All the way to Oxnard, as it is. Oxnard is a strange name for a town. I always want to say Oxford, but it's not Oxford, it's Oxnard. If you can believe that. I suppose I could change the town name, maybe. Can you change town names in this game? I haven't actually tried. I assume you can. Anyway, we'll connect that. And now I need one-way signals. So one there. And then they'll go down to about here. One there, one there. Go down some more. There and there. There and there. And oh, wait a second. What are you? Are you a one-way signal? He is, so that should be alright. But you're too close to those ones. So you, I'm gonna bulldoze. You're gone. Alright, he's gone. Get off the bulldozing icon. Back to trains, back to signals. One there and one there. And we're kind of getting close here, so about one there and one there. And maybe close to this crossing. One there and one there. And on the other side, I want the train to leave the station, but put one there and one there. Okay, so I've spent a pile of money. Let's hit play. And what year is it now? It's April of 1897. Okay, we've got our double track now for our passenger train line. And this guy here, he's carrying 48 out of 48 passengers, and he's going 69 kilometers per hour. So he's going at a pretty good clip. He may not be at full speed yet, but he's trying hard to get there. And trains that move faster and carry more people make more money for us. Well, it's now June of 1897, and I think this is a good place to wrap things up for today. At the beginning of this video, I was feeling a tinge of desperation, but now I'm feeling a sense of accomplishment. We've upgraded our trucks to steam-powered vehicles, and we've added a train to our passenger line. We've doubled up the tracks on our passenger line, and the icing on the cake is we're making money. Now, I did have to borrow money to be able to expand my network, But the good news is that because we've been paying down our loans responsibly, that gave us the room to borrow money when we needed it the most. So where do we go from here? Well, the answer to that question lies in the next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button below right now and click on the bell so you don't miss out on more great content. Click on that box in the bottom left-hand corner right now to see a video you're almost guaranteed to love. This video was selected just for you by YouTube, and they know what you like. So what are you waiting for? Click on that box now, sit back, relax, and enjoy another video.